Well, it's a long time ago. It's 27 years ago. And my husband had been offered a job here in Charlotte, and so I was at that time directing the Writing Center at West Virginia University and teaching some business English there and a couple other English courses. And my husband had been offered a job here, so I started looking around and came to Queens and immediately fell in love with the people and the environment, and so been here ever since.
I'm a soccer player, and I also want to excel in academics, and I feel like I was able to do that here based on the information I was given during my visit here at Queens. Well, it started when I decided to make a video, and I sent it out to some coaches here in the Carolina area. It was mostly based off weather, but once I visited Queens and I was given a quick run-through of the culture here at Queens by our coach, I felt like it would be a great fit for me. They really stressed a close-knit community with teachers that are able to help you off class hours, so I thought that would be a great fit for me.
The school, so my big thing was I wanted to play lacrosse in college, and I didn't know where, I didn't know exactly what that was going to look like, but it challenged me to look outside the box, and so I found Queens through that journey of wanting to be a college athlete. I remember the people's names that I met. I remember when they said hello. I remember when I would come back to campus and they remembered me. So it wasn't something that I knew right away. I was not one of those students who walked on and was like, this is it. My dad did. He said he knew. But for me, I think it was that personal connection, wanting to taste the water, drink the Kool-Aid, whatever it may be.
By that, and I also was immediately welcomed onto this community on this campus. So even though I was an adjunct and I started out teaching a course every other year or so, everyone treated me as if I was a full citizen in the Queens community. I was invited to faculty members, I was invited to meetings, I was invited to department meetings, I was invited to social things with students. I was treated by students as a full class citizen, not as somebody who just showed up once a week or twice a week. So I think one of the most compelling things about this campus is the friendliness of it, the feeling that if you're part of it, you're part of it.
So when I was a high school senior, I was introduced to Queens through being recruited by the men's soccer program here. A guy that my mom worked with in my hometown played soccer at Queens and kind of knew me a little bit. And then of all the schools that I was recruited by and paid visits to, Queens was the only school that I told my parents I would go to if I didn't play soccer. None of the other schools I could say that about. It was either soccer or nothing. So I think I saw the value of Queens a lot through my visit and recruitment process. And then I was also awarded the Presidential Scholarship out of high school. So that helped a lot with making my decision on where to go.
Well, I moved to Charlotte because it was close to my hometown still, like not too far away. So I knew about Queens because I went to CPCC. But also one of my really good friends from high school actually transferred into Queens after her freshman year. She was at Clemson and she came to Queens, and she was actually on the swim team for 3 years. So I would always come visit her, and I fell in love with Queens that way.
Honestly, I moved into this neighborhood, and I moved into this neighborhood in the early 90s when I moved here for banking. Other than knowing that it was here, knowing that it was in the neighborhood, really didn't know much about Queens.
I actually was just going on a walk around the neighborhood and came upon Queens, and no one in my family has ever graduated from college. At the time I was taking some basic courses at CCPC, is that the acronym for it? And but always wanted to, once I saw the campus, I really fell in love with the campus. It's just a beautiful, very collegiate feel to it. And then once I researched the programs here, the communication degree was very intriguing to me. So it was a goal of mine to come here. So I started in 2010.